If you're a creator looking for a work laptop but also need to do gaming, then a Windows laptop is the way to go. While MacBooks are great for creative work, unfortunately, they're not great gaming machines. This is the Lenovo Legion Pro 7i 16 Gen 9, and it's a powerful gaming machine, which yes, you can definitely do creative work with. I've been using it for a few weeks now. This is my review. But first, for some disclosure, this laptop was provided by Lenovo for review. They have no editorial control over this video. When I'm done with the review, it goes back to Lenovo. Let's start with the design. It's not trying to be slim at all. You're buying this Legion Pro 7i because of the specs. And look at the light bar at the bottom. It's most likely the first thing you'll notice after powering up the laptop. You can customize the lighting through the Lenovo Vantage app. The angular body is made from recycled aluminum and magnesium. It's pretty hefty, starting at 2.8 kilograms. So it's not a laptop you'd enjoy carrying in a backpack for long periods of time, especially since the power adapter is also pretty big. You know what's also big? The 16-inch display with QHD resolution and 240Hz refresh rate. I like this display a lot for several reasons. It comes with preset profiles like Adobe RGB, DCI-P3, Display P3, Rec 709, and sRGB. These are useful for creatives like illustrators and video editors. The fast refresh rate is also noticeable. Scrolling through pages and menus are smooth. Games look smoother too. Once you use a display that's higher than 60Hz, it becomes harder to go back to using a normal display. I also think QHD resolution is the sweet spot for gaming laptop, better than Full HD but not as resource hungry as a 4K display. And another reason why I like this display is that I can adjust the brightness to very bright and also very dim. Above the display is a 1080p camera, not bad, not great either. There's no Windows Hello Face Unlock or fingerprint scanner, so you'll need to log in with a password or PIN. Not usually a fan of numpads, but since there's no face unlock or fingerprint unlock, the numpad is actually useful for that. The keyboard feels great. It's a Lenovo laptop and they're just great at keyboards. I like the shortcuts to the print screen, mute mic, calculator, but the newest thing for me is the Copilot button. I wasn't planning on using it since I've already gotten used to Google Gemini through the web browser, but this shortcut just makes it so much easier to ask for things like drafting captions for social posts or drafting emails to look more professional. The trackpad works fine, and thanks to the fast refresh rate of the display, all the gestures look very smooth and responsive. I prefer to tap on the trackpad instead of clicking, so this doesn't affect me, but if you prefer to push on the trackpad, you're only able to physically push the bottom half. For ports, the left side has a USB-A port and USB-C 3.2 Gen 2 with 140 watt power delivery. This is where I usually connect my Xbox controller when playing games. The right side has the audio port, e-shutter for the camera for extra privacy, and another USB-A port. Personally prefer the USB-C. Hopefully future versions of this laptop will replace that with the smaller ports. The back has an Ethernet port, USB-C, two more USB-A ports, and then the power input. The speakers sound fine. I don't really have complaints about it, but if there's a nitpick, I'd say I can use more bass. Lenovo does provide a built-in app called Nahimic, which lets you adjust the equalizer and select presets. You can access the Nahimic app from the Lenovo Vantage app, which is pretty much the central dashboard for all these settings on this laptop. When it comes to specifications, it has the 14th gen Intel Core i9 14900 HX processor, NVIDIA Geforce RTX 4080, 32 gigs of RAM, 2 terabytes of storage. Yeah, this is a beast of a laptop. As of publishing this video, the price is about $2,400, and I think that's a great deal, especially if you try to compare the specs with a MacBook Pro. You get more for the money on this gaming laptop. Lenovo also frequently have sales, so check the link in the description for the latest pricing. The Legion Pro 7i runs Windows, and I've read a recent article that says Windows has become annoying with bloatware, and I do have to agree a little bit here. This laptop was pre-installed with McAfee, which kept giving me pop-ups. I immediately uninstalled it. The Windows taskbar is also filled with unnecessary things that I turn off right away. After setup, for example, clicking the widget button on the taskbar is so messy, and if I click on an article, it opens the Edge browser instead of my default browser, Chrome. On the other hand, it's easy to turn off certain settings and uninstall bloatware. Just annoying annoying that I have to do that in the first place. Otherwise, performance is great. Everyday tasks run smoothly. I do a lot of emails on Outlook and edit documents on Word or Google Docs. Look at multiple tabs of spreadsheets throughout the day. Also watch a lot of YouTube videos. I don't bump into any slowdowns or hiccups at all. I also do a lot of video editing, creating social videos on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. The Legion 7i easily handles everything here. I use Adobe Premiere Pro, and scrolling on the timeline is smooth. Exporting is super fast. For example, a 45-second vertical video would take about 5 seconds to render. The power management is also very interesting. When I'm plugged into power using Windows laptops, I usually choose performance mode. I also tried balance mode with the Legion AI Engine Plus to automatically detect gameplay and tune CPU GPU performance, and I was also happy with that. Didn't hear the fans go spinning when I'm doing simple tasks like watching YouTube videos. You could also use keyboard shortcut, the function Q, to cycle through the different modes more quickly. You could also play with the GPU mode with the Vantage app and overclock with an on and off switch. And when I'm not editing videos, I usually play a couple of games. I play Call of Duty multiplayer and EA FC 24. Super happy with the performance. I don't like wasting time playing with the settings, so I just use the pre-installed NVIDIA Geforce Experience app and let it automatically optimize the settings for me based on the laptop specifications. For Call of Duty on 2560 by 1600 resolution and a combination of high and ultra settings, I was getting about 110 frames per second. Very happy with that. On EA FC 24, also have it on 2560 by 1600 resolution on ultra settings, but I turned off a setting called Hair Strand because it was lagging some of the animations. I got about 110 frames per second as well. Not a fan of benchmarks since I prefer real life usage, but I'll show a couple of tests here on the screen. When it comes to battery life, I'm usually plugged in whenever I'm editing videos or playing games. That makes sure I have the best performance whenever I'm doing heavier workloads. Unplugged, it will only last a couple of hours, so not that great, but typical for most gaming laptops. It's possible to squeeze out more battery life if you change the settings in the Lenovo app, like enabling quiet mode and disable the dedicated graphics. It's not like having a MacBook Pro where you can have all day battery life and have the same performance even if you're not plugged into the power outlet, but then again, MacBook Pros are not gaming laptops. If I need to go out with the laptop, I'd make sure to bring the power adapter. Just note that it is bulky and it will take a lot of space in the bag. To wrap up this review, the Legion Pro 7i is a super powerful gaming laptop that works well for creatives too. Your workflow will be speedy thanks to the powerful processor and graphics, and you get a lot of storage too. You also don't need to worry about games running smoothly, they just work. The price is reasonable as well. You get a lot for the money. Check the link in the description for the latest pricing. No laptop is perfect though, so I'll mention the cons here as well. It is heavy and thick, but you can expect that from a gaming machine. The battery life isn't great, so expect to be plugged in most of the time. And the fan noise, yes, you will hear it when playing games or editing videos. If you can live with those things knowing you have a powerful machine at a great price, then you'll be very happy with the Legion Pro 7i. So that's my review of the Legion Pro 7i. Let me know if you have any question. Thanks for watching.